The clock is ticking down to the extended FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers for the CAF division, and certainly those in charge of the national team, the Black Stars, will be casting a glance into the talent pool of players who may likely form the next generation of the team. And it is pretty obvious that some of the current crop of players may have tasted their final World Cup action, but behind them there are talents, plenty of exciting young players who hope to force their way into the plans of Coach Chris Hughton or whoever is in charge by then. And to us, here are some of the talents who are in line to form the next generation of the Black Stars, and certainly this will be dependent on their ages. And so we did this by taking into consideration players who are below the ages of 25, on the account that by the time the World Cup is staged, majority of these youngsters may be at their peak or getting closer to that. We start from the goalkeeping division, and it looks pretty obvious that there are a lot of talent when it comes to goalkeeping, and it depends on what the coach decides to choose. Majority of them, however, are based abroad, or foreign-based goalkeepers as we call them. And we start with Jordan Yabwa Amisa, who was recently invited into the Black Meteors team but failed to have some quality action for the team. But nonetheless, he's shown that he's had some bit of exciting prospect to show the national team when invited. Jordan Yabwa Amisa plays for Burton Albion, lower side in England, but was honed through the academies of Schalke 04 and Borussia Dortmund in Germany. His talent is undoubted, and he's one of the goalkeepers expected to make it into the next generation of the Black Stars. Next is Jaden Owusu-Oduro, who plays for the Dutch under-20 team, but he's been courted by the Ghana Football Association for some time now. Exciting talent, very impressive thus far, and he will be looking into the future if Ghana ever calls. Plays for AZ Alkmaar and has played a number of games for the team, including 10 UEFA Youth League matches for AZ Alkmaar in the Dutch Eredivisie. There is also Ibrahim Danlad, who plays for Asante Kotoko, a known figure in the national teams, has risen through the ranks from under 17 to under 20 to the Black Meteors, the under 23, also to the Chan team, as well as the Black Stars at the FIFA World Cup. A very prominent figure who will grow even better, and he is just 20 years. There is also the mention of Abdul Manaf, who was part of the goalkeeping department in Qatar, and pretty a young group of goalkeepers that Ghana can pick from. To the defensive setup, and we start from the right back, where Tariq Lamptey, who plays for Brighton and Hove Albion, has been a subject of interest from several clubs in Europe, was part of the World Cup squad. He is only 22 years and was honed at the Chelsea Academy, a very exciting talent, and going into the future, undoubtedly one of the talents to look out for in forming the next generation of the Black Stars. There is also Alidu Seidu, a very rugged and physically robust defender. The youngster was part of Ghana's squad to the World Cup. He crashed the squad literally and made his way into the starting 11 for the team in 2 of the 3 matches that the Black Stars played, and obviously one of the players that Coach Chris Hughton may be building the Black Stars around. Plays for Clermont-Foot and has risen through to become one of the most integral parts of the team in the French Ligue 1. At left back, there is Gideon Mensah, a very prominent figure, needs no introduction, plays for AJ Auxerre in the French Le Championnat, was part of Ghana's World Cup squad, has already seen it all, and he is definitely one of the players who will be making it into the next generation of the World Cup. Certainly, USA, Mexico, Canada will be a place where Gideon will finally have a platform to exhibit his World Cup talent. Derek Cohn has yet to play for the Black Stars. 24 years, plays for the Hannover 96 team, was brought up at the Bayern Munich Academy. Very exciting talent as well, and we can imagine his contribution to the Black Stars if ever invited. And he's already stated that it is his interest to play for Ghana Derek Cohn was born in Germany to Ghanaian parents, and one that we'll be looking out for to play for the Black Stars in future. There is a tall list of good quality centre backs for Ghana, youngsters who may form the fulcrum of the team, especially when it comes to the defense. Patrick Pfeiffer has been invited into the team for some time under Otuado, failed to make any meaningful impact because he wasn't given the right time to play for the team. But Patrick Pfeiffer has had a very good season for Augsburg. He's moved from Darmstadt to Augsburg for 3 million euro. Tells you about his quality. Pfeiffer is 6.4 feet and a defender with a lot of prospects, likely to feature for the Black Stars in the coming days. Still in defense, there is Abdul Momen, who moved from Vitória Guimarães in the Portuguese league to the Spanish La Liga, plays for Rayo Vallecano, has barely put a foot wrong playing for them and was invited into the Black Stars setup. Didn't get enough time to exhibit his talent, but certainly also one of the defenders that Coach Chris Hughton may be building the Black Stars around. He's just 25 years and may be reaching his peak by the time the World Cup is staged in USA, Canada, Mexico. A prospect to look out for. Next, in the centre-back department is Salisu Mohammed, who needs no introduction. Has played for Southampton, one of the best defenders for the side. Before he fell off the pecking order due to injury, has been a subject of interest by clubs including Monaco and Fulham. Salisu is only 24 years, has already played at the Black Stars in the World Cup and even at the AFCON qualifiers. Enough experience to grow into an even bigger defender for the Black Stars. 24-year-old Stefan Ambrosius also played for Hamburg in the German second tier, has had some invitations into the team, has switched his nationality already, waiting for an opportunity to showcase his talent for the team. 24 years and still more time for him to get a tick at the Black Stars. Ghana is always known to have an armada of midfielders from the days of Michael Essien down to the days of Mohamed Kudus, and still plenty of them to count on. In midfield, there is Majid Ashimeru, the rainmaker, has become such an influential team member for Belgian side Anderlecht, yet to make an impact for the Black Stars, but the talent is undoubted. We see the Black Stars growing bigger and better with these youngsters, and one of the players we're looking out for is Majid Ashimeru. Very, very young, 24 years, and one of the future to look out for when the team finally gets to play in the World Cup in USA, Mexico, Canada. Also in the central attacking midfield, there is Lawrence Ajekum, a product of Red Bull Academy in Ghana, made some name in the Ghana League before moving out. Lawrence Ajekum plays for Liefering in Austria, a very sharp and intelligent attacking midfielder. Just 19 years, but has already made a mark at Liefering and in the Belgian League. He is one of the prospects Coach Chris Hughton and the management team will be looking out for in forming the next generation of the Black Stars. There is also Salis Abdul Samed, who needs no introduction as well. Played in all the 3 games at the World Cup in partnership with Thomas Partey. Very, very energetic. Has helped Lens qualify for the UEFA Champions League for the first time in many years. Has extended his stay with the club. Salis Abdul Samed is only 23 years, and we can only hope for the best. Also climbing his way into stardom is Ibrahim Sulemana, who plays for Hellas Verona. Recently, an interest from Cagliari for almost 3 million euro. The Sunyane-born defensive midfielder, very diminutive but energetic, has been likened to N'Golo Conte, one of the prospects that Ghana will be looking at in terms of forming the next generation of the Black Stars. Another midfield star who needs no introduction is Edmond Addo, who recently signed for Red Star Belgrade in Serbia. Has already played at the African Cup of Nations, missed out on the World Cup, but still a member of the team, just 23 years, and hoping to grow into a better and bigger midfielder into The Black Stars' next generation, the talent pool has recently thrown in some wingers with lightning pace, and one of them is Joseph Painso, who controversially missed out on the World Cup but has bounced back into the team at the 25. Joseph Painso is one of the leaders in the team and it's expected to be a very prominent figure of the side when Chris Hughton starts building the next generation of the Black Stars. There is also Ernest Nuyama, plays for North Jylland, a graduate of Right to Dream Academy, has become a whole subject of interest for several clubs in Europe, including Paris Saint-Germain. The 19-year-old played for the Black Meteors at the African Olympic qualifiers, but still a member of the Black Stars, and we hope he will be one of the brightest spots when the Black Stars begin building a new generation. The Ghana Football Association has for months pursued Jerushan Raksaki, a 19-year-old who plays for Crystal Palace, was recently promoted into the Crystal Palace senior team, a winger with a brightening pace and also eye for goals. The Black Stars will have one of the players to compete when they finally get their hands on Jerushan Raksaki of Crystal Palace. On the left wing is the player with an incredible record thus far for the Black Stars, Osman Bukhari, who plays for Red Star Belgrade in Serbia, scored at the World Cup and has scored some crucial goals for the Black Stars in the qualifiers. Osman Bukhari is only 24 years, and by the time the World Cup arrives, will be 27 and reaching his peak. An influential member of the team, no doubt. There is Kamaldeen Sulemana, who plays for Southampton, also has interest from Lille and OGC Nice in France, where he moved from before joining Southampton. Kamaldeen's talent has been obvious, yet to hit the full mark, but certainly one for the future. Only 20 years and more to come for Kamal. In attack, definitely and certainly the biggest star of the team, Mohamed Kudus, who plays for Ajax and has been on the radar of Chelsea, Manchester United, Dortmund, and a host of clubs. We don't know yet where Kudus' talent will take him, but will be a leader of the team going forward and one of the main protagonists of the next generation of the Black Stars. Enough talent at only age 19. Fatau Isiah, who plays for Sporting Lisbon, has played through the ranks of Ghana's various national teams, including the local Black Stars and the Black Meteors and the Black Satellites, including the Black Stars at the World Cup. Fatau has garnered enough experience to be one of the integral figures of the team building into the future. Felix Afenajan controversially missed the World Cup, fell off the pecking order at Cremonese. The team was relegated, but Felix's talent is obvious. Felix Afenajan will certainly be one of the players in attack when the Black Stars begin building into the future. One of the few talents that the African Under-23 Championship in Morocco threw for Ghanaians was Emmanuel Yeboah, popularly known as 99 Ideas. Scored 3 goals and assisted 1 at the competition and has hit the ground running for CFR Cluj of Romania. Was almost signed into the Czech Republican League for nearly £2 million, but the deal fell through. Has returned to CFR Cluj and a subject of interest for Italian and German clubs. Definitely on the move, but Emmanuel Yeboah is one to look out for in the future. His height has been likened to Emmanuel Adebayo. 99 Ideas, of course, will be a member of the team building the next generation of the Black Stars. There is also a mention of Ransford Yeboah Koningsdorfer, who plays for Hamburg, was invited into the team. Ransford Yeboah Koningsdorfer also gets a mention, had his fair share in the Black Stars in that friendly game against Nicaragua, where the Black Stars had a slim win over their opponents. He has not had enough playing time in the team, but Koningsdorfer has enough talent to show. Only 21 years and more to come if the growth and momentum keeps on at this rate. So here are some of the players under the ages of 25 who we believe will form the next generation of the Black Stars, including Ibrahim Osman of FC North Jylland, Dominic Nsobila of Accra Lions, Friye Bania of FC Zurich, Kamal Sowa, who also has played for the Black Stars and was a member at the World Cup, Nathaniel Opoku of FC Hoven, now on loan from Leicester City, and Mohamed Gaddafi Fuseni, who plays as a striker for Stormgrass, are all part of the talent pool of over 50 players that the Black Stars technical team can pick from in forming the next big thing and the winsome side for the Black Stars. Thank you for watching.